welcome. Today we're going to be going through our second topic, interpreting linear functions. This is also a topic in the heart of algebra. We again have 5 questions that we're going to go through and explain. Let's get started. All right, question number 1. Anthropologists can predict the height of a human based on the length of their femur. The relationship between the human's height in centimeters h and the length of the femur in centimeters f can be modeled by the equation below. H equals 2 times 0.72f plus 42.12. And one anthropologist found the femurs of 2 different people. One femur measured 22 centimeters and the other femur measured 23 centimeters. What is the difference in their heights? Let's see what we can do about all of this. So we're going to say H1 equals 2.72 times 22 plus 42.12. So that is the first person. Second person is H2, which equals 2.72 times 23 plus 42.12. And now the difference is going to be the absolute value of H2 minus H1, which is going to be equal to what? Well, if we're subtracting them, then these two things cancel out because they're the exact same. And then 23 is 1 more than 22, so it's going to be 2.72 times 23 minus 2.72 times 22 is going to be 2.72 times 1. It's just going to be 2.72 as our difference in the height. So our answer is answer choice B. Let's move on. Question number 2. The cost C in dollars to ship N cars from Europe to the US is given in the equation above. So we have C equals 1,500 plus 1,000. Switch the color. What is the difference in cost to ship 7 cars versus 6 cars? Well, of course, we can say C1, and we can set that equals 1,500 times 6. But I do want to look at it a different way. So essentially, we are increasing the number of cars by plus 1. And we're increasing it by 1. And how much is that going to increase the cost? Well, we see here that this 1,000 is constant. No matter how many ships you have, or cars you have, right, you're going to still have that same number there. But something does change when you're using the 1,500N. Every time you increase that by 1, it's going to go up. C is going to go up by 1,500. So we're increasing this by 1, then the cost is going to go up by $1,500. Notice that that is also the slope, and that's not a coincidence. The slope is basically rise over run. So if you run 1 unit, the slope is going to be how much you go up, right? So since you're running 1 unit from 6 to 7 cars, you are going up 1 unit, right? So you're going up 1 unit, so you're going to the side 1 unit. That's your run. So your rise is going to be the slope. The slope here is 1,500N, and that is our answer. Let's keep going. Question number 3. T equals 1/4 T plus 2. Anna used the equation above to determine the number of hours T to roast a P-pound turkey. How many more minutes would it take Anna to roast a 13-pound turkey and then a 12-pound turkey? Again, we're increasing the pounds by 1. So if we say that's the run, so we still have rise over run, and we're increasing the run by 1. So we increase by the slope of the rise. So all we really need to do is find the slope. Now the slope of this function is going to be right there, at 1/4, right? So it's going to take 1/4 more to roast the turkey. Now 1/4 what? Right, we are given this in a number of hours, right? Now number of hours, but asking us in terms of minutes. So there's going to be some disconnect. So we're given 1/4 of an hour more, which means that we're going to have 15 minutes more. So that is our answer. Let's keep going. All right. Question number 4, and it is m equals 8 times 4.5 minus c. And immediately we can expand this out. Oops. Immediately we can expand this out to 36 minus 8c. Magnetic field M in microtesla. Center of a loop of current C milliamps clockwise is given the equation above. By how many microteslas does the magnetic field change for a 1 milliamp increase in current? So the current is going up by 1. Plus 1. I think you know how to deal with these problems right now. We have rise over run. So we're running, in quotation marks, we're running 1 unit, 1 milliamp. So we're going to rise that slope. What is the slope here? The slope is -8, right? Don't forget the negative. The slope is -8. So it decreases by 8 microteslas when there's a 1 milliamp increase in the current. And answer choice A, -8. Let's move on to the last question of this set. Here it is. C equals 0.25 L minus 1200. So we can write this as C equals 1/4 L minus 300. And we are told that the cost C in dollars to the holder of a liability insurance account is given a total liability of L dollars is given by the equation above as long as C is positive. By how many dollars does the liability increase when the cost to the holder increases by $1? Now we got to think about this because the cost is increasing by $1, right? Not the liability. So this is not a y equals mx plus b situation. But we can make it a y equals mx plus b situation. Let's see how. So we can add the 300 to both sides, and we get c plus 300 equals 1/4 L. And multiply by 4, and we get that 4c plus 1200 equals L. But of course, this is the constant part that I really do not care about. But here the cost is increasing by +1. This is going to be rise over run. So since this is increasing by 1, this increases by the slope, which is 4. So the liability increases by 4, horrible dollar sign, by $4. And that is our answer. All right, that was this series on interpreting linear functions. Be sure to tune in next time when we look at the next topic in the heart of algebra. If you like this video or found it informative, please like and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you then.